Just gonna double check the audio, see if it's all good. All right then, hello everybody. Welcome to BRL Season 14, Round 6 here at Monza. We've got 15 drivers in there today. We might be able to 16, but it's very unlikely that is going to happen. But yeah, definitely a couple new faces, or definitely ones we've not seen for a long while. I might be remembering this one wrong, but these two here, F1 2019 and Paul Du here, both of these two have returned, at least from what I know, after a long, long time, in fact, away from us. And yeah, they're both back to go and race here round Monza. To those that do not know our championship standings currently, we have Rose in the lead with 125 points. He's taken 4 wins this season, but Wolfie, ever consistent as well, has 116 and is only 9 points behind him here. Both those championship contenders here today and willing to try and leave as the championship leader. Yeah, Rosen once again with 4 wins and one P2. That is worth so his second place. That is great from him. He's not got a single fast slap because obviously our fast slaps here do give points for every single one you get. So if you have the fast lap of the race, you will get 1 point. And same for qualifying. If you qualify on pole, you will get a point for that. Rose has had 3 poles, but no fast slaps. And meanwhile, Wolfie has had 1 win, 3 P2s, and a P3. But he has had 4 faster slaps and a pole position. That has really helped him get those extra couple points that he needs to maybe try and take the championship lead in this race. I have to wait and see. Then there is a massive gap down to Alex, and he's not racing today. Blackbird in P4 will attempt to capitalise on that one. As well as that, we will also try and see Baz Brains capitalise on that one, as he is right behind Blackbird here for P5. But we're going to go on board with Baz Brains here to start this lap. We're going to go down the very long straight of Monza down towards the very first turn. We're going to see a pretty conservative braking there for Baz Brains, which clips the first 2 corners very nicely there, I'd say. And now we have got the exit turn 2 was pretty good as well, but now we have Curva Grande here. I think this is the corner name. It's turn 3, and we're going to now head into the chicane here. Looks like he broke about 75-meter board. Looks pretty okay over the curves. No big jumps on the Mercedes car there, but he looks pretty stable so far, and that is what you need, at least for your first lap. A banker lap will do you wonders here, because Monza, it's not easy to invalidate, but definitely it is very easy to once you start pushing to the limit. And right now, Baz Brains just wants to get that initial lap in. He goes down though towards sector 3 and a Sky. Definitely quite conservative already, but I'm sure he'll be trying to pick up the time later on this qualifying session. He's looking at actually a nice little toe here off the McLaren. I believe that is of Trust Paul, or Paul Du, who he is named now. I remember this Trust Paul from when we were racing with him. But yeah, he looks to have a pretty solid lap here, Baz, using the last of his battery. Coming across the line now, what is the time going to be? A 19.6, not too bad from Baz there. And meanwhile, we've got other people on laps at the minute. Hazard looks to be going through the second sector. Ardnall looks to be going purple for the first as well. Kadon was on a lap, but he is probably going to go again. And other people on laps as well right now. We're trying to see who's going to be the next one to come across the line. But I think it's Kodoy here. Yeah, just under Baz Brains' time there of a 19.6. We're going to see a Ferrari across the line to start a lap instead. Not Blackbone. Who is that across the line? She Benny. He's starting lap as well. Everyone's starting laps a minute. I think it'll be Hazard next across the line here. Let's have a look where he goes. Top of the minute, 92 from Hazard. He's not had the best set of qualifying so far here in this season. I think his best qualifying position, let's have a quick look. It was P6 in all fairness, but not higher than that. And right now, he's sat in pole position, so if he ends qualifying position now, he'll be pretty happy with that one. In the Ferrari, just base Ferrari livery there, in fact, obviously they have their Monza one, but I don't know if Hazard got that one. But anyway, our Henson was the slowest amount of times there so far until Ardnall comes in with a 22.3. He'll be probably one to go quicker there. Wolfie, insane banker lap on 117.9. What have I just seen? Oh, hold on a minute. Right, hold on. So Wolfie is set a 70. That is ridiculous. Hold on a minute. So the track record in real life is an 80.70, so it's 7 tenths quicker than that. But I don't even know if he needs to do another lap again. It's all on Rose at the minute, and he's currently in the pit lane. I don't know if he's had a valid lap or not. Wisburn goes into P3, a couple of tenths away from Hazard so far, but that is a ridiculous time for Wolfie there. Let's see where everybody else goes. Bluebird goes P3. I'd assume that time is with a massive toe round this track, because there is no way a 17.9 is feasible. Oh my goodness. Right, anyway, Blackbird's going to come across the line soon. He's definitely got a shot at P2 here if he keeps going on the lap he is on. Obviously, I'm not going to try and discredit him right now, but a lap from Hazard looks to be a pretty damn good one. But can he snatch it? Yes, he can. Blackbone up into second place. And meanwhile, I think that was Hazard Henson having some bit of fighting there going into turn one. But I'm just going to go back to that lap in a second. Let's see what else is going to do. F1 2019 looks to be coming into the pit lane. Paul there as well looks to be going back into the pit lane. Jeremy Sapp should be as well. Rose is on his out lap. This is the perfect time to analyse Wolfie's sectors, because this is insane. He's half second with Blackbone. He's pretty marginal there at Hazard. It's the last sector. He has got 26.0 there. Somebody got 26.3s, but that is miles clear of anybody else. And when he can hold his given sector 2, it's pretty much equal most of the people here. That is insane lap there from Wolfie. Jesus. I don't want to just say that's pole position immediately, but I think it might have to be here. As other people will probably go to the pit lane right now. Big Wizard's doing another lap. I've got absolutely no idea what this is from Wolfie, but all I can say is absolutely insane at the minute. Rose is starting his lap, and we're going to go through turn 1 and 2 with him already, past them. But I want to say that Bass Brains with a pretty accurate thing there saying it should have been Wolfie. Yeah, a 17.9 is mental. Like, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, we'll see what Rose does, but I think this might be a locked-on pole lap. Rose has invalidated, though, and he's backed off. Not sure what his lap was looking like compared to Wolfie's time there, but seriously, that's ridiculous. I don't know what the quickest laps we've had in Monza in the past is. Let's have a quick look. If we can find any Monza laps in the past here. Let's have a quick look if we can. Just want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. We have seen previous games. I think F1 24, I believe that is. F1 24. We have seen it 18.9. And F1 24, I think, is actually a quicker one than this game in terms of some of the laps here. So, I honestly don't know how much we're going to be looking at these laps a minute. Let's see, is there any other laps I can really pick out here? We've had a 19.1 before, an 18.9. I'm going through every single lap that I could do. An 18.8 as well. We have never seen anything lower in terms of the laps we've seen from 18.8, which is back on F1 23. There's a very laggy. Is that Kane on there in the background? Oh no. Oh, Kane on. Oh, quite. Oh, God. I'm not sure what to think about that incident so far. But Rose currently going again on, I think this is used tyres. I think it is. Or it's slightly used tyres. Anybody else going again in a minute? Winsper looks to be going again. Not too sure how quick his lap's going to be in a minute. But let's see where Rose is. He's going purple in the middle sector. It says he is, but it goes away immediately. So I'd assume that is not actually purple sector. The game is just sort of depicted as his best sector so far. But anyway, Wisberg going to come across the line in a minute unless he decides to box. He's on used tyres. So yeah, he's going to come into the pit lane by the end of things there. Kadon still going on a lap, it looks like, from what I'm seeing. But Rose going to come across the line now. He's not going to walk this time. Where's he going to go? 18.4 on a slight bit of used tyres, so already quicker than any other lap that we've seen around Monza if we disregard the massive outlier in P1 at the minute. But yeah, right now, we're not seeing the same laps a minute from other people. We're definitely not seeing laps like 17.9. What we are seeing a minute is Caleb setting a lap, and I think he'll be going again with this one, but that car is lagging all over the place. I'm not too sure what's going on with Caleb's internet, but hopefully it can be sorted soon enough. F1 2019, though, across the line. That's a nice lap, actually, to put in P3 right there. And who else is going in a minute? Paul is going as well. Jebby Saf is going. Let's see where Jebby Saf goes. If I go across the line in a minute after him, I think that is Hazard, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see Jebby Saf first. He comes across the line for his lap. P4, not too bad for him. Hazard, though, is in the pit lane. He's invalidated his lap. Blackburn is starting one himself. Everyone 2019 pulls to the side. Basway's starting one. We try to make sure we're getting all the laps here, or at least as much as possible. Paul is going to do a lap here. He'll be the last person to set at least any sort of time here. Across the line he goes. He goes P8. Splits two Ferraris for now. Who else is on lap in a minute? Is Rose going to set another lap? Not as of yet. Probably going to start one here. Kadon looks to be improving on his lap, so we'll just watch him. But right now, he is on to that. God, that lag is disgusting here. I'm not too sure how Kadon and his internet is handling this, but we'll just see what he does coming across the line here now. He does go ahead of Arbnor, and our Henson here will need to improve on that one. He's 6 minutes up in the first sector, so there we go. Already a massive improvement for him. Wolfie, though, he's going again. Let's see. Is he going to go any quicker than that time? And I'll actually see how it compares to the rest of what he's doing across the line. He goes faster by 6 thousandths. I do not think anyone is challenging Wolfie for pole here, other than the hint of Rose potentially. There's a Bluebird there, half a second improvement. He goes up to P5. Not too bad from him too, as we're seeing F1 2018. He comes to the pit lane. Other people are coming on laps at the minute. Jemmy Saf would have liked that if he was on an actual lap, but no, unfortunately he is not. People here trying to just get out of the way. I think Baz Brains, he's on a lap. Kodoy is on a lap. Our Henson, though, looks to be around the final corner here. He'll be the next one to finish his lap. If he goes and comes across the line, he will come across the line, and he goes into P10. He may have a couple of tenths of improvement in him still, but I'll have to wait and see on that one. And if he is able to pull that out of him on his next lap. Meanwhile, though, Kodoy, his teammate, where's he going to go? He goes 10th fast. Let's have a quick little bit of a lag across the line as well. I'm not too sure what's going on with the connection, but yeah, it's not looking the best out here at the minute. Arnold, a couple tenths up, though, on his lap so far, as our Henson is just following him as he's 2 seconds up. Our Henson, we definitely know what he's done starting this lap. But anyway, is Wolfie going for another lap here behind the Alpine? Actually, behind the behind the Alpine of Wiswell. I was going to say the Alpine of Jebby Saf, but no, he is not. He is fully to pit lane. He is done for now. Anyone else currently on laps at minute? Kodoy invalidated. Our Henson invalidated. G. Benny in the pit lane. Baz Brains looks around a lap in a minute. Same with Arnold, but he is invalidated his lap. Baz Brains, couple of up in a minute, but he's on the grass quite a lot there. That has really not helped his run throughout Ascari. Let's see how he could go on for the rest of the lap. Though realistically, a couple of tenths improvement here could still put him in that top 10. We'll have to wait and see what Baz does by the end of this lap. 4 minutes to go here, and Baz using all the battery he can. Yeah, I don't really know what else I can think here. And yeah, Baz Brains thinks that is enough. He goes into the pit lane, and we'll see another lap from him soon. Wisburn, though, currently 800s up. Hazard, I think, is on a lap as well. So we'll see how these two go. Hazard, a 10th down. Wisburn, a 10th and a half up. So, yeah, Wisburn at the minute probably has a chance to, I was going to say, chance to get ahead of Blackbone. No, he can't anymore. That is a bad lap. He'll probably keep going, but we'll have to wait and see where that one goes. But, yeah, once again, the fastest qualifying time we saw in Monza before this. 18.8. I believe it was a low 18.8, if I remember correctly. So let me just double check that one. Nobody's really on a lap. We'll put Hazard's lap in the background here. He is 800 down, in all fairness, so we'll have to wait and see if he improves. But let's just make sure this one... no, actually, it's mid-18.8. So currently, the quickest lap before this one was 18.854 on F1 23. Yeah, not really too sure what else to say about this one. Wow. It's insane to see 5 drivers already beat that time on one very clear outlier as Hazard there actually came to the pit lane on that lap as I was looking forward to laps. But yeah, definitely more people here should be going quicker than these Monza laps now. And yeah, I think more people include Blackbone, Wisburn. I mean, Hazard, he could hook up a lap as well, to be fair. Yeah, I think quite a lot of people will be going quicker than that. But realistically, can anyone match Wolfie out in front? I'm sure he will even save a set of tyres. If I was him, really, I think he'd just go and chill in the garage for the rest of this one. He has improved, and actually, might as well have a look at the times he was setting. So, no, it just looks like he's got really, really nicely hooked up in all of these. I don't know what else to say about it. No corner cutting for what I'm seeing, obviously. And yeah, I think he's just had a really nicely hooked up lap. But right now, Kadam, I think, is on a lap here as well. But I don't know what is going on. Kadam has always had some connectivity issues recently, but it has never been this bad from what I'm seeing. However, though, he is struggling with it quite a lot recently, as Hondu should be starting a lap here behind Ardnor, who's starting a lap here behind Wisburn, and we're going to see all the people now go onto their outlaps here. We're going to see him, look, coming straight out the pit lane. They're going very careful of turn one here, making sure to get out of the way of everybody. Kodoy is outlap, for example. Hazard on his outlap. Blackbone outlap. Rose outlap. All these guys trying to get their laps in a little bit earlier. Although I think, yeah, Wolfie is coming out again as well. Some of these guys, will they come out along with him? Jeremy Saf decides to. Aston Martin there of G. Benny decides to as well. Baz, I don't think he's going to be able to come out in time, even if he does try it now. Although Bluebird, I think, will be the last person to maybe settle up. But he has to hurry up out there. And meanwhile, Kadon is coming to the end of his lap. He might go ahead of Baz Brains, see where Ardnor is currently as well. He's 6 heads up. Kadon goes to the line. Where does he go? He does go ahead of Baz Brains, so he's at least got that for him. Ardnor, though, currently 6 to 7 tenths up right now. And we're seeing who else currently improving. Wisburn, half, or well, I was just say half a tenth up there, but not even that. 200ths up heading into this final corner. Is it good enough for Wisburn to improve, or does he go straight back into the pit lane here? It looks to be that he is going to come and finish the lap here. He does get a bit of a better run, and he goes in a Blackbone, so not too bad from him. Hazard looks to have started this up. I thought he was finishing one there. Ignore me. But meanwhile, F1 2019, when all of this was finishing a lap, he goes ahead of Rose. Rose will need to respond if he wants that front row back. Arnold did improve, but not enough to move off last place. And he's parking away to the side there to make sure no one is in his way. So be very careful though, he doesn't get disqualified. Meanwhile, though, we've got a load of people currently out there trying to actually make it to the line here. Bluebird, Jerry Saf, and Wolfie, all these guys who's making it to the line in time. I think they all will. G. Benny as well. He should make it to the line in time here, but now we're going to try and look out and see who is improving on their laps now. G. Benny's come across the line. Bluebird's come across the line. There will now be no more laps completed in the session other than the ones who are trying their best to improve. We're going to see if Ferrari first, or I think it's Hazard here, who is 4 tenths down. I don't think we're going to be looking at him anymore here. Paul goes to the side of the track here. I think he's done. And there was actually a bit of a parking bit there, but no, never mind. Rose, 3 tenths up. Let's see what he does. Purple sector, that stays as well. That is his lap. Let's see how he goes on for the rest of this one. He is the mega head of pole position. Is Wolfie going quicker? He's 2 tenths up. Whisper disqualified for parking dangerous location. Not sure that's what he wants to do, but it's what he's got. Rose, come across the line. Can he get into pole position? Here he can by 2 milliseconds. Wolfie has to improve, and he is improving. 3 tenths up in a minute. This is absolutely scorching lap here from Wolfie. Who else coming improving in a minute? I don't know. Blackbone going to come across the line. Is he going to improve? He goes up to P4. Is that Kodoy or heads next? Both of them going for it. Neither of them improving yet. I don't know if they caught each other or whatever happened there. Paul is not improving anymore. But Wolfie across the line. Can he hold this 3/10 gap that he's got? Let's see it across the line for Wolfie. He does a 17.7. That's got to be pole. Jeremy Saf, P5, a little bit moving down the back there. The G Benny goes into P10, and Bluebird absolutely smashed his car up there as he's on him final lap. Oh my lord. That was honestly very close at the end, despite it being, well, I mean, I was going to say, Wolfie pretty much outpacing most people there at the end. But yeah, Rose pulled out the bag, and just when we thought it was on, Wolfie snatches it back once again. Yeah, pretty damn good qualified, all things considered. But yeah, Wolfie on pole position, Rosé alongside. Wolfie has advantage in the minute, but DRS trains are very common in these races. F1 2019 was returned back, goes into P3, Blackburn in P4. Jeremy Sap P5, Bluebird P6, Paul on his return as well in P7. Has a P8, Kodoy P9, G Benny rounds out the top 10. Arhensa P11, Kane on P12, Bass Brains P13, Arnold P14, and Wisburn is disqualified, but I'm not too sure once again if he wants that one. Looks like Kodo actually tried giving our heads to the toe, but unfortunately for him, he was 5/10 down. So, yeah. I'm just very surprised we saw laps in the 17s. I don't know if it was actually going to be that quick at Monza, but apparently so. We are seeing 17s in qualifying sessions. Right now, though, is there any rain predicted in this race? Because, yeah. Hold on a minute. Kodo is saying, no worries, now time for our war to continue. So we might be seeing a few more clashes between the VCARB drivers. But right now, I don't know if there's any rain in predicted in this race. It is on approximate, though. So no matter what the strategy says at the very top, we could be seeing rain in this race regardless. However, right now, I've not heard anyone say there's rain on the radar. And I think that will probably stay the same for quite a bit. In this race here. It does look a little bit overcast, but yeah. If nobody really mentions it in our chats, in the live stream here at all, then it's very likely not going to happen. But yeah, let's see how this race goes, because obviously it is a pretty big DRS train here. I wouldn't recommend softs from what I'm seeing here. Mediums and hards, by far the best tyre here. I don't say hard tyres are the absolute best. We'll see how this race goes next. It's 27 laps to go, and we're already on the first corner. Let's see how it goes here as the 5 red lights go out. It's a quick one, and we're underway. And Arnold, I think, has been caught out completely there. He's stalled at the back of the grid or something like that. Wolfie's covering off Rose, and it looks like he's done that pretty damn well. Let's see, is there a massacre in turn one? Let's have a quick look. Looks to be everyone's keeping it kind of clean. They're both tag out the back there in the midfield. As, yeah, a lot of people sort of coming together there. I think Paul got half turned round, and there was quite a few people side by side of each other coming out of that first chicane. But it looks to me that everyone's looking pretty much all right at the minute, other than Kadon. He's going absolutely everywhere at the minute. And right now, though, Bluebird and Jerry Saff, look at them two go. Jerry Saff and Bluebird really close to chicane. Jerry Saff has to cut that one, and he does keep the spot at the minute, but would he try and have Bluebird go around the outside of him, or would he shut that door? He does shut the door at the end of it, and Blackbone falls to P6 as well. He's not the best start here. That's a car miles off there. That's Chief Benny, I think. And I don't know if he's got damage, but surely he does with what happened there. I do not know. But yeah, right now, Rose and Wolfie continues to lead in the minute. F1 2019 in the third. Jeremy Saff holding P4 in a minute. Nice start from him. Bluebird P5, Blackman P6, Hazard already holding up everybody else here a little bit. There's actually a car off there, Bass Brains. And I think Wisford as well, actually was cutting the grass there at some point. And meanwhile, Henson trying to make his move now on Trustball. Kadom, he's trying to make a move on Hazard here. Will he get it done? He does get it done, actually. Pretty nice stuff there from Kadom. I think he's on the medium tyres. His car is absolutely jumping about like he's an absolute alien. I don't know what is going on, but yeah, right now his car is activating some sort of technology we have not got. Right now, Blackbird's trying to make a move with Bluebird. He doesn't get it. Kadom on the inside of Hazard. His car's ghosted, thank God. I don't know what's happened there, but Hazard looks to be through, and Jesus Lord, Kadom's car looks... Yeah, it honestly looks like an alien at the minute. I don't know what to say. He's still in the back, though, of Hazard at the minute. Let's see, he's going to try and make any sorts of moves still. He's had a good start, in all fairness, but it looks like he's gone straight on. No, he's not gone straight on. He's... Oh, my Lord. I don't know how these people can race this at the minute, but yeah, F1 2018, though, a little bit wide. Let's see, actually, the hard tyres on his car. Yeah, it is hard tyres on his car for F1 2019. He did not get DRS there, however. We saw that tiny mistake. He has paid the price for that one. And now, Wolfie and Rose, these fields tyre manage on these mediums at the minute, because if they're aiming for that one-stop strategy, which should be the quicker one today, yeah, they are really going to be careful with each other. And now they broke a DRS. Oh, that's a very... wayward as Samari there, Blackbone, but he is still back on the track, and he's, more importantly, got no damage for his sake. And now Henson, right on the back of here, Henson tries to go for the move on the outside. There's maybe a tiny bit of contact between the pair of them. Henson loses the rear slightly. Let's see, a little bit further back, even Paul do, how it goes. We're actually going to maybe turn our attention to Kadom and Hazard. both of these two going for it in a minute. Baz Brains fast up on the hard tyres, and looks like now we're getting very close in between the pair of them. Kadom is wiping out brake marker boards despite being on the track somehow. I don't know what's going on. His car is absolutely everywhere. I think that's the main thing I'm going to have to say here in a minute. I don't know what is happening with Kadom's car, but Kodoy must be thinking, what in God's name am I racing against? Let's have a look. And yeah, he was on the grass, I actually saw. On his left-hand wheel, it looks like maybe it's hit him up ahead there, or Hazard, but there. Anyway, I'm trying to look at so many things at once. So we've got a brilliant off-board camera there, thank you. Oh, Blackburn really struggling here with the rear tyres. Our heads as well had a bit of an issue. And now Paul on the inside here is very close. But Paul just manages to not get any contact there. Jerry Sapp there also gets past him in 2018, and that is pretty clean there. But we're now seeing Kadom trying to make a move on Hazard. No, he's not, but there is side-by-side behind of Blackbone ahead of Paul, who was a side-by-side then Wisburn. Yeah, bit of a crazy start in all honesty, and I think we're seeing a little bit more moves maybe potentially being made up the front now as some of these guys get a little bit more close to each other here. Wisburn gets past Paul further down the field, but Jeremy South did take P3 away from F1 2019, should be relinquishing that P3 right back here. Jeremy South could go defensive what he wants, but the DRS is just too powerful in this game, and there you go. He is up back into P3. Bluebird on the medium tyres, and right now we're seeing more people trying to make moves at the minute. Kadom does stay behind Hazard, but now we see the Alpine and Wisburn trying to make a move here on Blackburn. He does. Basway's made a move on Paul as well. G. Benny trying to catch up after his off earlier on in this race. Jerry Sato still on the back here of F1 2019. Don't think there's many moves made so far. A little bit of a lock-up there for Jerry Sato, I think, out in front. Nobody else is good. I think he's going to really think about a move into chicane right now. I'm not seeing any. No, we're not going to see a move at the minute. But right now, these two, the predictable two, running away with this race a minute. As long as they can manage their medium tyres, which I'm sure they're doing right now, it doesn't matter when these two, or if these two are going to swap places. It really matters about that last lap. And right now, Rose just trying to follow Wolfie in a minute. Wolfie obviously looked like he was a little bit quicker in qualifying, but anything can really happen in this race, so I'll have to wait and see. Kadom, though, staying ahead of Kodo in a minute, despite his incredibly laggy car. I don't know if anybody else is seeing this, or it might just be me on my screen, but yeah, this is an absolute monstrosity to try and commentate. So I don't know how he's not racing him either, but they might not be seeing him like this. I've got no idea. Meanwhile, though, our head looks like he's not got a good exit out of that corner. Wisman should be able to capsize on that one now in the Alpine. And we're going to see it here. Our head's trying to go defensive. He's got a little bit of a slipstream on his teammate Kodoy. Kodoy goes to the extreme inside. Wisman decides to back out there at the end. He don't know if he was really thinking about the outside move there. It looks like it was very close closing speed there between Wisman and Blackbone. And meanwhile, the top two very close to each other. But yeah, no move being made. They know what their job is for this first stint, and that is to just manage those medium tyres. If they are doing that one stop, that is what their goal is. And I think it'll be the same here for Bluebird as well. He wants to manage his medium tyres here behind the likes of Jeremy Sappinen for 2019, because these guys aren't doing two stops. These guys aren't doing two stops, then he wouldn't mind undercut. If they are doing two stops, the best thing is to sit behind and take the free lap time in terms of DRS. Meanwhile, though, there's a lot of wiggling going on out in front. I thought it was Kadon, but no, he snaps back into place. And yeah, we got three separate trains here, and Ardmore, who's pitted. So, it's not too bad. There's a pass there from Blackbone. He's completely misjudged his braking point there. This might be contact if he's not careful. No, Blackbone does go wide, and he might be last of all these guys now. It's 3 wide. G. Benny might have to think about backing out here, because look how close it is between these guys. Blackbone on the inside goes Paul Do, and yeah, Blackbone looks like he's actually got way too wide there, and Wolfie and Rosie actually are fine on track. Here we go. This is what we want to see. But I think Wolfie decides to just take that one with no defence there in the end of it. He goes side by side, but that was all he could really offer. Kodoy Henson now are fighting still. Let's see if these two are going to touch to the first serve. Both in the pink V-Carb livery as well, and I don't think they've touched there at all. There's a little bit of contact between Paul and Blackbone as well. Meanwhile, though, nothing else too insane is going on at the minute. Our Henson Kodoy, though, really need to sort of pull their socks up at the minute and get off the Kadom still, because they don't want to be fighting too much with each other and then losing out in the end of things. When that's G. Benny getting very close to hitting his teammate. I don't think he's got damage on that car. I want to double check this. Let's have a quick look. G. Benny looks to not have any damage on his car at all, which is impressive for off that we saw in the couple turns at the start of this race. Meanwhile, though, Kano looks to be trying to make a move here on Hazard. He's going to be on the inside. Does he back out? He backs out in the end of it. At least he is a little bit smarter here with his move choices, because, good lord, I don't know how he'll be able to follow or defend or overtake this car, I don't want to see. But look at that. He's pretty much pushing the Ferrari now of Hazard through these corners. Let's see how it goes for him, though, towards Parabolica. Looks to be pretty nice, this exit here, if it wasn't surrounded by trees as our cameras. And there you go, Wolfie on the inside of Rose. Looks to me like Rose wants to get to sort of let it go and just making sure that he's taking care of his size. Whisper past Kodoy. Any other moves being made currently at the minute? I don't think there is. No sense going to be down the inside here at the minute. No, nothing so far. G. Benny also not trying to be that much like breaking up Blackbone. There you go. Look, Wolfie trying to actually go defensive here on Rose. Is Rose going to get the jump on him through towards Lesmo 1? We're not going to see him move so far, but actually the main thing I want to put on here, look at the battery difference here. Wolfie looks a little bit more comfortable in a minute, but I think he did just make a move for the lead of the race. So now it is Rose's turn to start managing his battery a little bit more. Bluebird as well, actually, is really not liking these medium tyres right now, surely. As actually F1 2019, I think he's starting to catch up to the guys out in front. Yeah, medium tyres do fall quite quick here. So, yeah, I think Bluebird would probably start to think about his first stop now, or maybe as soon as he falls out of that DRS window. Meanwhile, Kodo and Bad Brains, those sort of fight, they're both off at Ascari. I don't know what's happened there, but both of them really going aggressive for it. For that 10th place, to see Paul now, he's on the back of it, and I think he's deciding to sort of sit back now as he sees Bad Brains attempt to go on the inside. He really sends one on the inside there, Bad Brains. Definitely helped with Kodoy having to see that position by the end of things, and he is up into P10, and Kodoy actually decides to pit by the end of things. That's probably why he made it a little bit too easy there. Henson now trying to go for a move here on Kadom. Kadom does manage to hold it, although he's Ghost Giver. I think our heads definitely got caught by that one. I did see a little bit of a correction on that wheel, so maybe the drivers are definitely getting affected by the absolute monstrosity of Kadom's connection. And I don't know why it's like this, in all honesty. Meanwhile, these guys up ahead still getting quite close to each other, despite the medium tyres being this bad. G. Benny also gets past Baz Brains, and see a lock up ahead from Paul, and he's really not liking these hard tyres now, or at least something's gone onto his car, because right now he is struggling like crazy in that McLaren. Can't catch up to the likes of Henson and Wisburn just yet, but he's not got the battery either really to do so. The one who does at the minute is Wisburn on the hard tyres, but right now I think Kadom is doing pretty alright. But no, never mind. No, oh my goodness me. Oh my god. I don't know what is happening with this McLaren car. It has been equipped with some sort of lag device, and I think this is incredibly scary. Not just for me, but probably for the drivers as well. As Kato, I think, is getting pushed through Ascari, and there you go, Bluebird in the pit lane. I think that'll be a two-stop for him. Kadom dives to the pit lane now, though. Henson and Wisburn left to fight out now between each other. A couple of people moving about on this list. There's Blackbone and Kadom. We saw actually come to the pit lane there, but Bluebird, I think, is the main one we want to look at there on the two-stop strategy. Obviously, a lot of these guys will be going quite long in this race on the hard tyres, but it all depends if they're doing that one or two stop, depending on their tyre wear. But surely it'd be hurting right now at the minute. It'd be pretty unlikely for them to try and do mediums just to the end, unless they're just going to be managing it just like these two are out in front right now. However, look at that gap between them and F1 2019. Despite not having DRS on each other, they're inviting F1 2019 in here, and potentially Jemming South too, if you could get that little bit extra pace in that Alpine. Obviously, they gain on the straights here, but yeah, they're losing out in these corners now. They might think about a pit stop, but I don't know if they will. Maybe this lap. They might try and stretch it one or two more laps on these medium tyres. It could risk punctures. We don't know yet, but we'll have to wait and see. As Kadom and Kodoy are fighting. Kadom gets forced off. Yeah, he is forced off. I can't tell when it happens because it looks like it's not happening. And there you go, Wolfie in the pit lane. Will this be another set of medium tyres or the hard tyres? That really will explain what is going to happen in this race. I'd assume hard tyres by the end of this, surely. Let's have a look. Into the pit lane, onto a set of hard tyres. This should be to the end for Wolfie, but he's got to be careful with the moves he decides to make, if he wants to make any, in this stint. Meanwhile, our Henson and Wisberg are quite close to each other still, but our Henson stays behind for now. Rose now is just left out there to do one more lap. Will he decide this is a lap to come in? I honestly couldn't tell you. But yeah, let's wait and see. Because, oh, here we go, actually, never mind. Blackburn and Kadon fighting on track in a minute, but Kadon should be able to get that move done and dusted. Blackburn not really having a good race for himself at the minute. Already was off a little bit beforehand. He did have decent qualifying, but yeah, unfortunately right now he's running P13. Other people still need to make stops, obviously, but just think of him so far, especially for being fourth in the championship, if I'm correct, maybe fifth. I didn't really check my own results, but anyway, let's see. Is Rosie going to come into the pit lane here or not? Because Wolfie, I believe, was ahead of him when he made his pit stop. No, Rose deciding to opt for those fresher tyres on the mediums, and meanwhile, F1 2019 on the hard tyres comes into the pit lane. So he looks like he's going for a two-stop now. He can't go with another set of hard tyres to the end of the race because obviously he will not be using the regular sets of two different compounds. But yeah, meanwhile, Kadon and Arbnor both getting penalties there at the same time. And meanwhile, we're getting more people into the pit lane there. Hazard and Paul, both of them into the pit lane. Surely they're both going to go on mediums to get the stint out of the way. I think they have. And now Bluebird is going to come out here. Kind of close, actually, to F1 2019. He was initially following with him at the start of his stint. But now he did drop back a little bit on that medium tyre. Let's see if it's going to be the other way around now. As F1 2019 will probably want to get up to speed on those mediums quite quickly. But he doesn't want to damage them too quickly, obviously, because otherwise he will fall into the clutches of Bluebird, who is also doing a two-stop here. Unless he can make those hard tyres last to the end, I don't know. I've got faith in this man lasting it to the end, but he's already very careful of how he's doing this race right now. Because Rose in a minute has really extended these medium tyres. So maybe Wolfie's actually going to try two-stop. I'm really not sure on the strategies here. And meanwhile, Blackburn and Kadon, I don't know what's happening here. Is Kadon's span? He has half span. I don't know what's happening with this McLaren car, and I'm pretty sure people understand that as well here. I mean, hopefully Kadon watches back and realises, yeah, I've got no idea what's happening in my car either. And there you go, Wolfie. Probably want to try and get a bit of DRS on Baz Brains. Well, Baz Brains, let's him by here, actually. And when he comes to the pit lane here, this is complete funny business here for Baz, who gets some DRS himself, but I'm sure Wolfie would have wanted that one too. And yeah, Baz Brains, at least he gets a little bit of DRS for his race. I don't know if he's going to try one stop or not, but we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, though, Rose, in fact, has actually reached a bit of a bigger gap here to Jeremy Saff, from my knowledge, and is still out there on the medium tyres. So pretty nice. Bit of stuff here. Is Kadon retires for session? Okay, right, he's in the pit lane. Okay, I didn't see that one for a second there, but Kadon, I think we'll probably understandably realise there that, yeah, he isn't really looking like a proper car or track. He's looking like a spaceship. Yeah, thought he'd ever get better. Sorry, yeah. Sorry as well, Kadon. Yeah, all for you. I'm not too sure what's going on with it, but yeah, it's just unfortunate, really, because you did look like you were having an okay race. But yeah, if you look at this stream back, oh, it's Kodo. It's a massive slide there. If you look at this stream back, it just, yeah, it does not look too great from our side. But anyway, Rosa comes into the pit lane after 12 laps on the medium tyres. Pretty damn nice for his worries here. And right now, oh, Jeremy Saff. I don't know what's happening. Oh, no, he's got a puncture. Jeremy Saff puncture on his tyres. I was wondering what was going on there. No, he's got a puncture on his front left tyre. Can he slow down for the first turn? No, he cannot. This is going to be a worry now to everybody else in this race. Yeah, really cannot make that like his 10-second penalty with corner colour, which I don't think is very fair. He did the best he could to slow down. But yeah, Jeremy Saff, 12 laps on the hard tyres, and they go bang. That's really surprising for me. But yeah, that's about all I can really say now. Jeremy Saff is going to really struggle in this race. He had good pace, but has that come at a cost of tyre wear? I think it has done. And meanwhile, in a minute, we still have some people out there with 12 laps on their hard tyres, and will their front left be as bad as theirs? I don't know. But yeah, right now, at the minute, Wisburn still leads. Yellow flags, so as Jeremy said, probably isn't even be able to turn for some of these corners anymore. Yeah, no, he's only making sure he's also not interfering in people's races. Yeah, he should be all safe now till the end of that lap. But yeah, unfortunate one for him. As F1 2019 blasts past his teammate here, Bad Sprains, he goes up into P3 and is currently actually in a net P2. But yeah, Rosie on that one stop should be usurping him. F1 2019, though, does have a chance at a podium here, and those medium tyres are working well. And meanwhile, Bluebird has to contend with Rose, but I don't think he'll really be trying to contend that one for too long. He moves aside. Rose goes up into P5 now, and has as well on the medium tyres. Probably struggling a little bit here in a minute, but he has broken quite a big gap to Paul behind him. Blackburn trying to recover in this race as well. He's going to make a move on Paul now. He goes to the outside. He's all good. And there might be a bit more fighting here between the V-Car boys. Let's see now. Kodoy on the outside, sorry. Our Henson on the inside. Our Henson goes through, but he's got way too deep. He cuts the corner. Kodoy regains that spot back. And now G. Benny might be on the back here of our Henson. Our Henson uses the battery. He knows that he might be a bit under threat from the Aston Martin behind, but I think he'll be all okay. Going down towards chicane here. He should be all good anyway, and yes, he is. Meanwhile, in front, Wisburn and Wolfie are fighting each other here. Wolfie trying to be a little bit careful here with what he's doing, and yeah, there you go. Wisburn does manage to actually hold P1 now, but Wolfie should be getting it here down the back straight. Meanwhile, though, Jerry Staff retires from session there. It is pretty clear, though, as if he was in the pit lane right now, he'd be probably getting laps, because right now, this is including him speeding in the pit lane. If that ghost car comes out behind Wolfie, that was his race ruined, even if there was a safety car. There's no way he's getting let by again, and there you go, yeah. Unfortunately for him, that was race ruined as soon as he had that puncture. Meanwhile, though, we got Rose trying to make his way up a little bit further in this race. Firstly, with his move on Baz Brains. So is he on a flag as he goes out there? If that is a illegal overtake, that can realistically be reported, because the car has retired. It's not made any impact on this race. It shouldn't anyway. It should definitely stayed in the garage and not made turn 1B like that. But yeah, meanwhile, his car is going incredibly slowly, and there you go, he pulls off now. Not too sure why he can not have your car retire in the pit lane completely normally, but right now I think Rose, he did get away with that one in the end, and that is completely fair game. Meanwhile, though, Bluebird is going to be trying to make a move here on Baz Brains. I think his worry here is F1 2019 is sort of trying to scamper away now, as, yeah, it's about a couple tenths further every corner that he's sat behind Baz. And right now I think he's going to be trying to save some battery here behind the Mercedes. Baz, obviously, doing an incredible job with this stint. The same with Wisburn right now. Both of these two doing incredible jobs on their hard tyres. But surely Baz, this will be fighting a lost battle if he keeps going. G. Benny, though, gets past Kodoy here. There's both the RBs are fighting, and right now, all of a sudden, Kodoy is really dropped off. But yeah, however, he's on 7 lap old hard medium tyres. He should be pitting in a lap or two's time. F1 2019 now gets passed by Rose. He's up into P3, and meanwhile in the background, we see his teammate Baz getting passed by Bluebird. There we go. And yeah, definitely takes it very carefully to that first turn. Blackburn and Paul here still fighting in the minute. Blackburn with that penalty. Kodoy in the pit lane. Blackburn gets 3 seconds. G. Benny was 6. And Arbnor, unfortunately, him running in a little bit of a lonely race right now. But he is still on for some points if he finishes this race. So at least it's good stuff for him. But right now, nothing else really too much to report on. I'm just keeping the tyres on at the minute. Yeah. Incredibly surprised by some of these guys' tyre wear here. Jeremy South, once again, had his puncture at the end of 12 laps on his tyres, I believe it was. These guys on 15 going to 16 laps on these tyres. I'm very surprised they've not gone yet, but they're just going to keep going, really. I think the most probably last year is maybe 18 laps if you're really pushing it, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Wisman, though, make him into the pit lane now, because we have seen these medium tyres last quite a long time. We've seen him last 12 laps under the hands of Wolfie, and Wisburn will call it into the pit lane now. This should be able to last 10 to 11 laps here for Wisburn. And meanwhile, will Baz Brains come into the pit lane as well? I don't know. But yeah, F1 2019 actually has managed to still keep DRS on the car ahead there of Rose. And Rose actually, in fact, needs to start chipping at that gap. Because if Wolfie isn't doing a 2-stop, That's incredibly worrying for this Haas driver. He's going to need to make up 7 seconds in about 10 laps. He has the hope, obviously, a potential puncture. With Wolfie here, obviously, he'll be doing 17 laps on the hard tyres, just as much as Wisburn and Baz Brains. So to see how they go on their ones. I mean, obviously, it did manage it, but surely not without some tyre wear issues by the end of things. But yeah, I think everybody else actually at the minute, other than, if I want to try and single out some people here, maybe Blackburn if he wants to push it. But I think the main ones here, Wisburn, Baz Brains, Rose Wolfie, those two I think are the main ones that are on a one-stop here. Anybody else? I don't think they are, in my opinion. Hazard should not be on second medium tyres to the end. Bluebird could take those hard tyres to the end, but I doubt it. He's been trying to push quite a bit, I think, in this race, and he should be going in once more. Blackburn, once again, should be coming in once more, but he could try and maybe push to the end of the race. I don't know what he'll be trying to do in this race, but yeah, Wisburn, the main one should be going to the end on these tyres, as of Baz Brains, and I think these two up ahead should also be able to push to the end. We've seen Wolfie's tyre management already, but I think he might be under some pressure by Rose if by the end of things, especially if Wolfie got a puncture. That will be his main issue here, and Wolfie needs this result to actually happen now. As Hazard comes into the pit lane right now, he should be onto a set of medium or hard tyres to win this race. If he's got hard tyres, he does have hard tyres, he'll be using them, and there we go, he's off. Down in P11 currently, but I think he's the first to make his last stop in terms of the two-stop runners. Yes, he'll be one of the first people to actually pull the two-stop pin, saying it correctly there. G. Benny will be probably one of the next ones to hit, in my opinion. They're trying to get an undercut going on our Henson to wait and see. But yeah, some of these guys with Truss will probably coming in next. Maybe Bluebird or Blackbone, depending if they are doing these two-stop strategies. But yeah, Rose right now, he is gaining on the car in front of Wolfie. But right now, I don't think it's enough, really, to challenge him by the end of this race. Wolfie right now doing very well in that Sauber car, and it looks like he's got no intention of doing another stop for the minute. Obviously, this could definitely change if he thinks his tyre wear is getting very shaky, but we'll have to wait and see. Our Henson, though, looks to be doing something else at the minute, trying to fight Paul. The F1 2019 comes into the pit lane now, and pardon me, but yeah, anyway, F1 2019 is the pit lane for another set of mediums, interestingly enough. Yeah, I'd have thought a lot of people would have gone for the harder tyre strategy here, but apparently not, as an F1 2019 is, I think that's balanced in terms of a tyre strategy, but he's got some people to pass at the minute. G. Benny, the main one, I think, that will probably cause issues for him. Maybe our Henson as well, depending on how long he goes on them medium tyres. But yeah, Paul also in the pit lane. He has come in for another set of mediums. Hazard does get a pretty clear gap on him as well. Couple seconds, I think that is. Probably 3 seconds if I'm going to be correct. Maybe even more, actually, there, as we see him come out of the pit lane now. Ahead of Kodor, yeah, 4 seconds behind Hazard minute. And with only 1 lap fresher tyres, it is softer, but we might not see that one last either. And right now, Wisburn is right on the back here of Blackbone. He's got no intention of leaving it till Parabolica. Wisburn dives past him up into P4. And Wisburn, in all fairness, he's got a chance of getting onto this podium. Bluebird should be doing a two-stop here by the end of this race. Let's have a quick look. As he's coming through now, he is going to the pit lane. He's going to be careful of his speed entering the pit lane. He is all good here, Bluebird. And yeah, I mean, Blackbird should be coming in. Our Henson should be coming in as well. If these guys are doing two stops, and I think they are. G. Benny as well. F1 219 has been held up a bit here, actually, by G. Benny. And yeah, there you go. Look, our head's in. Bluebird obviously in as well. Let's see where he's in. Where he is in comparison. He's behind Baz Brains, I think, which is not good for his race. F1 2019 pulls a really nice undercut on him, and he does get into P5 ahead of G. Benny so far. Bluebird now, 6 seconds behind, but as soon as he puts on the medium tyres, he's locked up and he's spad. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen him enter turn 1. Sorry, that's quite funny, actually. Yeah, he's entered turn 1, and unfortunately for him, that has not helped him in the sights there. Rear locks, and he did get spun round there. Looks to be all okay at the minute, though, I mean, I don't think it's really letting that one affect him. But, yeah, pretty sketchy for him into the first turn. He's lost quite a bit of time to Baz Brain, simply about 5 seconds. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think a chase for F1 2019 will be happening for him, but he could still finish in that P4, P5 spot if something incredible happens. I mean, Wolfie can still get a puncture. Blackbone, if he's going for a one-stop here, actually, as well, he also has the potential for a puncture, because right now, Blackbone still staying out on these tyres, so if he actually does pull this off, he would have done 20, I think 24 laps on these tyres, if I'm correct. I mean, it'd be 19 or 20, if I can do maths correctly, because obviously it includes the lap that you've just done. So, yeah. Blackburn right now, still sticking with Wisbone, because Wisbone, I think, knows as well, he has to make sure that his tyres last to the end. And, yeah, right now, Rose, since we've last looked at him, he's brought the gap down by a second and a bit to Wolfie, but he needs more, realistically. And right now, he's not getting more out of this race. And there's Ardmore at the minute. Just chilling there, P13, as we saw the offboard cameras. Henson, though, did pit, and he is behind Trustful here. He needs a bit more in this race in order to see Henson. He could potentially get up into P9 here. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let's have a wait. And there you go. Look, Wolfie calls it. He is not sticking on these tyres any longer. Interestingly enough, I don't know why. He would not have just risked it to the end. I mean, Blackburn looks like he is risking it to the end here. So, yeah, doesn't never say a hard tyre. He does not trust the mediums or the softs. He just wants all out and out pace here. Guarantees, though, Rose wins unless his tyre wear falls off a cliff. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, Wolfie, unfortunately for him, could not handle it. He will take the easy P2 with a faster slap. And in all fairness, it might be the better option here. Yeah, like I obviously stated, Wolfie has had a load of points for faster slap and for pole position. If he gets faster slap in this race, then he has that one for pole position, the one for faster slap, and he gets 22 points for finishing second. And yeah, that only puts him with 1 point less than what Rose's done today. So, in all fairness to Wolfie, this only loses him 1 point if he gets that faster slap point by the end of this race. And it's unfortunate he doesn't get the win today, because that would have really helped his title chances. Would have pulled, let's say, anywhere between 3 to 5 points closer to Rose. But right now he only loses 1 point. Once again, if he gets that fast slap point, he will be all good. Meanwhile, though, Blackburn actually is doing a very solid job. He's losing a lot of time because of that battery. I mean, that's the main thing here for Wisburn. He's realistically just harvesting it all in a minute and dumping it all down the straight. But right now, Blackburn's using it in all the right places, so we can then dump it all in other parts of the track and then just harvest it throughout the rest of it. And there you go, look, he's got that DRS and he's just going to sit back, try and recharge a bit more of that battery while he goes down. And there you go, Blackburn gets a little bit more DRS helpings to help him actually stretch away a bit from F1 2019. He's still got a chance here, actually, Blackburn, to hold on to that P4 spot. He's going to be very careful with how quick those medium tyres are probably going to be and how definitely ruined those hard tyres are going to be on his car. But yeah, right now, actually, from being pretty much in the barriers completely to being up in P4 in a minute, he's not done too bad for himself whatsoever. Meanwhile, lower down the field, looks like Henson heard me. He's got past Trust Paul and he's up now into P10. He's going to chase off the Hazard now for the rest of this race, but obviously those medium tyres, he makes sure that they last until the end of this race. And Baz Brains here also catching G. Benny on that two-slot strategy. G. Benny, actually, has he pit only once in this race? Yes, he has. So G. Benny really trying his best to do the same thing as Blackbone, hold on to them hard tyres in this race. But I don't think it's going to happen for him here. As Baz Brains gets closer and closer to the Aston Martin. God, but he does go on the grass over here. But yeah, nothing too much to sniff at. And there you go, look, Wolfie, fast up there, 19.7, over a second quicker than anyone else in this race. Obviously now he's completely free to push. He's got no need for tyre management, unlike everybody else in this race. And there you go, look, Blackburn as well, in the pit lane. Don't see a puncture on his car, but this must be just protecting it. He's got to do it. He has to do it, pretty much. Otherwise, there is no hope for his race. He had a flag up there. who has span in here? Arnold looks to be the one span around, as I think he was span at turn 1, but nothing else doing in a minute here. G. Benny has been caught by Bluebird, who, Baz Brain's also been caught by as well, actually. G. Benny, too, I see that fuel light on his car. How much fuel has he got left in that car? He's got... he's on 0.1 less. If you don't know how I'm telling this one, there is a bit on the steering dash there. In the top right of the steering dash, there is a fuel indicator for how much fuel he is left. Everybody else should be all okay. There's no blinking fuel light on anyone else's car. But yeah, G. Benny, currently 0.1 in terms of fuel down. He's going to be very careful if Bluebird, though. Bluebird goes to the outside. He's got the power, Bluebird has. He's got the place he has as G. Benny backs out by the end of it. G. Benny trying his best on those 14 lap hard tyres. Blackbone decided enough was enough. He couldn't do it, but he's on the soft tyres now, and he actually could steal Wolfie's fastest lap point by the end of this race. It could take an extra point off of Wolfie's title charge. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Blackbone right now is currently behind Hazard, and I think he will be really hounding on him towards turn 1 now. Let's have a look. Blackbone here looks to be probably getting a massively good exit. Yeah, already about 4 tenths gained on the Ferrari. Baz Brains now is passed by Bluebird. Bluebird now up to P5, and I think that'll be his maximum, barring any other situations like a puncture up above his positions. There we go. Mainly for Rose a little bit. I think that's the main one you got to worry about here. Everybody else front decided that's it. I'm not doing any more. He's up to P5 though, and Blackburn is on his way to catch up to his teammate, and his teammate has gone completely off the track there, and that is why a rear puncture for G. Benny that has ruined his race. He risked it all, and unfortunately for him, it's not gone out the way he wanted to. And there we've had some great static cameras here. We've had ones which are literally just completely sat still while we see the car just drift off into oblivion. Wow. Yeah, brilliant stuff. We see Blue and then turn 1 backwards. Now we see G. Benny manually retiring. He can't even get out of the gravel. The AI can't even get out of the gravel, actually, in fact. So, yeah, G. Benny, completely stuck, and I completely understand why he's retired from this race. His AI can't even get out of there. So, yeah, unfortunate, but he tried his best on them hard tyres, and unfortunately for him, it's not played out at the end of it. We got to watch Rose, though, because obviously he is still going on older tyres. Will Blackburn take the fastest lap? He won't. 20.7 compared to... Wow, okay, well, never mind. Wolfie gets a 19.7, Blackburn on 20.7. Yeah, interesting stuff there from Blackburn. Unfortunately for him, 9% fastest lap, but I really thought he was going to be able to. But, yeah, anyway, Kodo in the pit lane on his hard tyres. Really struggling, I think, on these tyres here, but this actually might just be the fastest lap. But he's got to get out there before Rose passes him. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, he's on the fresh set of soft tyres. He'll go for that fastest lap point. But for the end of this race, I think he'll get out just ahead of the Haas car here. But right now, Rose starting his last lap here. It looks like no one is really going at each other now. There's Baz Brains dropped away from Bluebird. What's that puncture I'm seeing on the front left of his car? Hold on a minute. Baz Brains, will we see a little bit more clearly on the offboard? No, this looks incredibly... look at the graining on that car. For Baz Brains, you can really see it on the front left. Wolfie gets 3 seconds. It's over, I think. Even if Rose got punctured on that front left, I think he'll just have enough to get to the end of this race. I think he's going to be very careful now throughout the rest of it. He knows now all he needs to do is just manage those tyres to the end. Wizard actually as well, another person on the one-stop strategy, did incredibly by the end of this race. Looked like he was sort of nowhere, and then all of a sudden he climbs up and has snatched away a podium from F1 2019. So, yeah, F1 2019, on the 2-stop, unfortunately for him, does not get a podium that he probably would have wanted on his return, but it's still a damn good P4 from him. Wisman, though, just needs to make sure he lasts throughout the rest of this lap. These guys obviously having blinking fuel lights, but they should be all safe. And Rose 2 now should be all safe to extend his championship lead. Unless he gets a puncture in Parabolica, I highly doubt he will. Let's have a look now. Coming around the final corner, Rose has braved that one-stop strategy. He did what Wolfie couldn't in the race. Rose weaving to the line and he takes the win. And it is a points advantage over Wolfie, albeit a very small one. Wolfie at least takes P2 for his measure. Wisburn, though, a great drive in the end of things to take a P3 result, and he's going to do that pretty convincingly over F1 2019, who is struggling here a little bit on his tyres, but it does not matter in any shape for him. Wisburn reads across the line for a P4 finish. F1 2019 should be happy with that P4 as well. Arbnall looks to be the lap there in the background. Bluebird doing his best in this race, and after being backwards at the turn one, he comes across the line for a P5. Baz Brains also happy with the sub as well for a P6. Blackburn at P7 by the end of things. Would he get overtaken here actually by Hazard? I don't know what his penalties are. He does, in fact. Hazard does get the better of Blackbone for P7. Or Henson swerves a little bit too much there, hits the wall, but he gets P9 still. Paul Do as well, having a little weave across the line. He takes P10. Now, Conroy is a second up on his time currently in a minute. Will it be enough to take fast sap? I don't think it will be, but we might as well have a look at this as he crosses the line now. Obviously, he will stay P11, but realistically, that fast sap point is what he wants, but I don't think he'll get it. He might be ahead of Blackbone. No, he won't. That's 21-1 for Conroy at the end of things. He does not take the fastest sap. Wolfie, with only 1 point being lost in the end of things there, still ends up at B2 with a pole and fastest lap. But Rose, the one who takes that 1 point advantage in this race, and it probably is for some of the rest of the season. Wolfie consistent, but Rose just that bit more. And there you go, look at him on the podium there. He takes the win. Wolfie P2. And yeah, Whisper P3. Brilliant stuff from him after being disqualified in qualifying. He goes from last to third. Great stuff from the Alpine driver. We'll quickly finish with the rest of this stuff. Wisburn should be driver today, and I think that'll be pretty correct as well. But yeah, Rose took the win in the end of it after Wolfie was not able to handle the tyre wear on them hard tyres at the end. Probably went a little bit too early on that. And yeah, unfortunate, but he at least took pole and the fast lap for his sake. He only loses 1 point in the championship battle. Wisburn takes P3 after a lovely one-stop strategy. F1 2019 forced to concede that podium, but best of the rest. Realistically, in terms of two stoppers, Bluebird at P5 as well after being backwards at turn one on one of the laps. Baz Raids holds on to P6 and a one stopper. Has done the two, gets ahead of Blackbird at the end of things there, who really could cover the tyre at the end. Henson P9, Paul Do running on top 10. Kono P11 tried that fast up at the end, that did not work. Arnold P12, G. Benny had to retire late on, and P14 and P15 are our two non-finishers there. Jemmy Saf and Kadon. Unfortunate for them, but we'll have to just wait and see now. The next couple races, obviously, Austin, Interlagos, Las Vegas, and Yas Marina. We'll be seeing how that impacts championship once they come. But yeah, right now, Rose, 150 points currently. Wolfie, 140. Blackbone does actually move ahead up into P3, despite losing a position to Hazard at the last. Baz Brains, P4. Bluebird in P5. All those guys separated by only just 4 points. And Alex, actually, as well, just 2 points behind them as well. He was P3 at 1 point, but without having that in the race, he's now down to P6. Wisburn in P7, Pablos falls to P8, has a P9, or Henson P10. That's our top 10 driver standings. Meanwhile, in the constructors, let me actually wait and see here. I'm not sure if all the teams are put in correctly. I think they are, though. Let me just double check. Yes, they all are. Brilliant stuff here. Haas, now with just a 3-point lead over Sauber, as obviously they score points, well, big points for Wolfie at least. And yeah, Ferrari actually doing pretty well to stay in the championship fight for the team standings here. On 138, Haas was getting 160, Sauber 157. So the top three are pretty solidified here. Aston Martin moves up a place to P4 on 94 points. Mercedes are joint with them on 94 points. For Aston, with that one podium, are ahead of them. Red Bull fall 2 spots as well, down to P6. Williams fall a spot down to P7, and the rest of the constructors are unchanged here. McLaren P8, Racing Bulls P9, and Alpine P10, despite them actually being one of the teams with P3 finish in this season so far. However, though, we are all done now. This has been BRL Season 14, Round 6 at Monza. I'm Miss Cookie, and I hopefully will see you next week. Goodbye.